نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بك من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله قال عز وجل في الكتاب المجيد يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. We begin by praising Allah Azza wa Jalla. We begin by recognizing that we're here to praise Allah. We're here to make dhikr of Him, of His name, glorify Him, and to seek forgiveness and seek His fadl, seek His bounty, inshallah, as we gather today. We also recognize that we have given our pledge to our Lord by declaring the Shahada, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. And for my dear beloved children and students from Nur Iman and other students who are here, that is your testimony. That's what starts you as a believer, as a Muslim. That's your promise to Allah. And that is your promise to everybody else, that I am going to live as a Muslim. That my highest priority is to please Allah. And that I will live my life in accordance with all of the messengers and prophets who came, specifically as it's exemplified in the teaching of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And for this reason, I recognize him as a servant of God, and we are all servants of God. But what's special about him is that he is a messenger of God. He came with the message to guide humanity in this time and period that we're living. So that is my pledge. And that is the way I'm going to live my life, inshallah. I remind you and myself of the ayah of the Quran, O people who have professed faith, people of Iman, who have claimed to have professed faith, that have taqwa of Allah. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullah. As you are well aware, how to have taqwa in your life, how to have taqwa in your speech, how to have taqwa in your dealings with people, in your transactions. So be upright. That is what taqwa exemplifies, personifies. حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. And this is a way of taqwa until all the way at the end of your life. And that you become people who have submitted to Allah. Those people who have become Muslim, not just by name, but Muslim by their deeds and Muslims by their speech, inshallah, as well. I want to go, inshallah, and talk about, we're in 2019 or 1440. I wanted to talk about, inshallah, the topic for today, Vision 2020. Our way of looking at what's coming, inshallah. Within 6 months or so, we will be looking at the year 2020. And there are going to be many plans, many health plans and exercises and dietary plans, and all these things are going to be there towards the end of the last 3 months. You're going to get bombarded by emails and flyers and discount codes and Facebook ads and Amazon shipment, that you have to go and buy all these gadgets to become better person perhaps, or better, stronger you, or better version of you. We as Muslims obviously think and reflect in the time that we live, and we do our best to become better individually and as a community as well. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentions, He has khutbah, or He speaks to us, He always mentions the title of Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu in the Quran. O you who believe. So as a community, we have to reflect on this time that we're going to be facing, inshallah, not only the last 20 years, but the next 20 years as well. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentions at the end of Surah Al-Imran, إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ لَآيَاتٍ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. In the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the changing of the night and day, there are signs for people who are smart, people of courage, people of hearts, أولو الألباب. الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم. Who are these smart people, intellectual people? Those who make dhikr of Allah, those who remember Allah. That's the category, inshallah, we all want to be in. Smart people, not because we have great business, but zero in the akhirah. Great big accounts, but zero in the hereafter. Great big savings for the retirement plan, but zero in the hereafter. No, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the smart people, الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهِ, who remember Allah. قِيَامًا, standing, قَعُودًا, sitting, reclining, وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ, on the side. Even when they sleep at nighttime, they're remembering Allah. What is that you say before you go to sleep? Allah, Allah, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ Bismillah. Or is it something else that we sleep with at nighttime and get bogged down with nightmares? And so we have to reflect. الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار. So all of this guides them to what? To this idea that He has not created all of this in vain, in just, passing of time. He has created all of this. رَبَّنَا مَا خَلَقْتَ هَذَا بَاطِلًا Subhanak, He glorified, glory be to Him. He's above that He would create something for gain or for play. Rather, protect us in hell, from hellfire, or protect us from that which is coming. Meaning, we reflect on this life to know that there is something in the hereafter that we need to be focused on as a community. And that is really what drives a believing community to do all the good that we can do. And if you really think about it, those people who don't have iman, don't have faith, all of their aspirations, you have many co-workers, you have many students who are not people of faith. I'm not talking about people who are non-Muslims, people who don't have faith. And their goals end with the lives that they have. That's it. Where they want to go with their career, where they want to go in terms of the housing, where they want to go in terms of what they want to do and how much they want to earn and how much they want to leave behind for their children. That's all of us have these goals. But as a believer, you have a goal that sets all the goals that you have. And that's what differentiates you from all the rest of humanity and all the rest of other things. So as Muslims, we have to reflect on where we are in terms of these goals. Not the goals here, but those goals in the hereafter. So in terms of reflection on the year 2020, inshallah, I want to just talk about three things. First, as believers, and I want you to think about these things because this is your time. This is your time where you say goodbye to the dunya and you reflect and do dhikr of Allah. You remember Allah. Right? There's one thing we said, those people of dhikr, they also do fikr. وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. They think about, they ponder, they reflect. Where am I going? What am I doing with my life? Where am I? How much time do I have? What are some of the assets that I have for the hereafter that I'm going to count on, inshallah? What are things that I have done? Who have I helped to count on that deed in the hereafter that will get me through? And this is really a very personal reflection that you should have. You should sit and think about these things. What am I, 401k may not be there, but, would it be enough in the hereafter? What would be my plan? So we have to reflect, what is my contribution in this life, number one. Number two, America is a very materialistic world and society. America is a very materialistic. Everything is physical, and that's what counts. Capitalism, dollar bills, that's what drives everything. And there's nothing wrong with that when you recognize it. But that in itself is not the goal that we have as Muslims. Our goal is to please our Lord. Our goal is to seek His mercy. And if we have that capital in our pocket, we do things with it so that it would help other people. It would help our akhirah. It is not the goal that we have simply numbers lining up in our accounts. Right? That was the goal of Qarun. That was the goal of Abu Lahab. That was the goal of Abu Jahl and Fir'aun. That is not that community. The community of believers, right? They're reflecting, what am I doing? So, contribution, that's number one. Thinking about materialism, and we're living in a very materialistic society. None of our forefathers, even those who were kings and queens, had luxuries that we could afford today. None of them really. If you think about the kings and queens, they didn't have the heating systems and the cooling systems that we have in our houses. And no matter how little or how much you have in terms of square footage in your place, right? If you look at the Prophet's house, it was probably less than the size of your kitchen. And that's just the truth. Many of us have kitchens that are way bigger than the house with the Prophet ﷺ. And his hujrah was next to the masjid. He would go in and out, and they could hear him, and they would know all of that. But that's not what makes us better Muslims. If we gain in this world, that's not what makes us better Muslims. If we gain in the hereafter, that's what makes us better Muslims, my brothers and sisters. And I say this, and this might be, well, this is just a very general good and bad. Yes, but you're not going to hear that reflection and remembrance somewhere else. You're not going to hear it. But this is the reason why Muslims, we worry about our spirituality, our spiritual goals in this very materialistic life of this world. We worry about in our children and not to get lost with things, because Amazon gifts keep coming. And a lot of people, when they open the box, they don't say Bismillah or Alhamdulillah. It's, oh, I ordered blue, not the turquoise one. Right? Oh, I have to send it back now. When it comes on Facebook, oh my God, so-and-so had this. I thought I had a better, oh man, they really outdone me on the dresses, right? Oh, they went for that concert. Oh wow. I haven't gotten the tickets for that concert in a while. Those are $400 front seats that they're talking about. Right? That's what dunya is all about. Whether you reflect it or not, that's what, it's eroding our iman. It's never, alhamdulillah, we just went to Florida. It wasn't Hawaii. Hawaii is really great, but this one was just, St. Peter's or one of those small towns, and yeah, we had a weekend. It wasn't all covered. It was just you could get the breakfast for free. And it's never, alhamdulillah. And we're a generation that's given more than anybody else in all the previous generations. But so we have to reflect on our spirituality. And spirituality, and I'm not talking about something out there, I'm talking about very simple connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what I mean when I say it's spirituality. Where is our connection? And it's between sabr and shukr. You understand that. You have to be patient sometimes. You're not going to have all the toys. You're not going to have all of the relatives happy with you sometimes. You're not going to have all of the people looking up to you sometimes, right? There will be some times when you're struggling, when you're not the leader, when you're not the person that they come and say salam to you first. But we have to reflect on that. How am I going to respond? Sabr or shukr? And so we have to really reflect on where we're going with these things, that whether you don't even knock, you click and it shows up at your door. Sulaiman alayhi salam, he was sitting with the birds, like their jundubu, right, their armies or their groups, and the jinn and the people all lined up, ready to serve him. You click a button and it shows up the next day, or if not, the same day shipping. Think about it. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about the Quran. And Sulaiman alayhi salam, and we're given so much. And we have to reflect on where's the shukr. Because shukr is a spiritual state of the heart. And the exact opposite of shukr, brothers and sisters, is kufr. Shukr is great gratitude, and a kafir is a person who's ingrate or does not thank Allah. I'm not saying the disbeliever, I'm talking about the person who does not perform shukr. So we have to reflect, where are we going with this? And everything has to be with Alhamdulillah. Everything has to be with Bismillah. And this is what we have to teach ourselves and remind ourselves and our children. It doesn't have to be those lengthy courses on Usul al-Fiqh and Arabic grammar. And those are great courses. But masses, right, they show up for Jumu'ah, but they don't show up for these classes and courses. Right? Al-Arba'in, Riyadh al-Salihin. Those are the gone days where people were interested in studying those subjects. You don't find people sitting in the masjid, maybe a few people, a dozen or two brothers, a dozen or 2 dozen maybe. And that's about it. Most people are interested in how to fix something. And that's where they're on Google and not in the masjid. So spirituality is the second thing I want you to focus on, inshallah. And the last thing is connection. Our connection, I talked about spiritual things, but our connection to 3 physical things. 3 things that we could physically touch. If we have, inshallah, connection to these physical things, 3 physical things, we will be in that sphere of the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what are those things? I'm going to simply tell you. And this is just a way of reflecting on where we are and what we're doing, inshallah, with our lives. So the 3 things, and all of you take an account of your lives. How far, how distant you are from these 3 things, or how close you are. Right? And don't get shaitan to make excuses. I'm a really spiritual person, but I don't do prayers. Allahu Akbar. I really benefit from your gift, but I don't thank you for it. You think that's a grateful person? Oh, your food was great, but I'm not going to say thank you to you. Oh, that's a great character, do you think? That's what you're saying to Allah. I enjoy your gifts, but I'm not going to be thankful to you. Because salah is shukr. Salah is shukr. That's not. Ibadah is to recognize that this is thank you, oh Allah. I put my head down because it's not because of this head that I earned my livelihood. It's because of you. It's because of you. It's not the head, it's not the heart, it's not the limbs, because I put it down on the floor. It's you, oh Allah, that provides. And that's the difference between Qarun and a Muslim. And if we think we have something special here, then those are the people that we don't want to associate with as Muslims. Because those are the people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Tabbat yada Abi Lahab. He thought he was red and fiery. Abi Lahab. What happens to him? Sayasla nara. So nothing special about that. But I want to come back to these 3 physical attachments that all of us should have, inshallah, my brothers and sisters. 1, the Book of God. Where and what place does it have in our house, in our surroundings, where we go, and in our lives? What place does it have? What position does it have? One of the dear brothers, he mentioned to me that, he has a copy of the Mus'haf in every room. Every room. And he says if he needs to, he just gets up and he doesn't think about, I have to go upstairs to grab the Mus'haf. I'll just open the Quran and I'll read. Right? He has it on the walls written. He says, "I'll look at Ayatul Kursi, mashallah." You read it. You went to any of the masajids in the Muslim world that were built by our great predecessors, Muslims. You would sit in there and you would simply say, "Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, Allahumma aftah li abwab rahmatik, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum." Right? Why? Because it was out there for you to see. Right? That was part of being a Muslim. Where is the Quran in your life? The book. Right? So we have to reflect on that. Number two, the physical things that we're attached to. We're not talking about dollar bills today. What is the other one? The masjid. The masjid, the locality. What is your connection with the house of God? What is your connection with the house of God? What is your connection with your house? Let me ask you, brothers and sisters. Is that the place where you go to find peace and tranquility? But what about the house of God? You don't think there's peace and tranquility there? You don't think you'll find what you need there of comfort? So we have to reflect on our connection with the masajid, with the mosque. Again, our connection to the Book of God, our connection with the masajid, and then the last thing that I want to mention about these three physical attachments, the company that we keep. Your heart is going to be revived by the people of heart. They have to have sound hearts. And our company, the friends that we associate with, they're always talking about this dress or that dress, this party or that party, this type of frying a fish or barbecuing a deer, and that type of, then that's all we're going to get from our lives. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with those things when I mentioned that. But I want you to reflect that if all of the speech, all of the communication, all of the conversation is all about how to barbecue or how to grill or how to have 29 different dishes on the Eid party plan, then there's something missing, I think. Right? There's something missing. So we need to find friends that bring us back to the friend that we need, wali. Right? And those are the people who have wilayah. Those are the people who are awliya Allah. You have to have that connection. And what is the simple sign is that you'll see them within your family and within your neighborhood, inshallah, and within your community and within the masjid that is neighborhood masjid. And when you see them, when you see that sister or when you see that brother, you'll remember Allah. And that's a sign of a wali. So we have to have these connections. And we need to have these friends, all of us. I'm in need. And that's why, alhamdulillah, it's beautiful to be here at the masjid. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to be in the masjid. So I say this, and inshallah, I reflect upon my conditions, and you reflect upon your conditions. Let us seek forgiveness from Allah, and let us seek assistance from Allah that He help us, that we're here in this world and guide us and get us through, inshallah. Ameen. Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, ya arhamar rahimin. The last example, inshallah, I really want you to reflect upon this idea of Sulaiman alayhi salam having armies. Surah An-Naml, read it, right? And he would wait, and what would he say? And you're clicking a button, and that thing is showing up, right? The throne of the queen shows up. And you just click a button, and that thing, whatever you're wishing for, or, want, it shows up on your day. How much gratitude we should have in our lives. So when Sulaiman alayhi salam was told that before you turn your glance, you will have that throne, he said, قَالَ هَذَا مِن فَضْلِ رَبِّي. That's a believer. When you see that box, هَذَا min fadli Rabbi. This is from the bounties of my Lord. That's what makes us as Muslims. This is from Allah's gift that He has given me. لِيَبْلُوَنِي أَأَشْكُرْ أَمْ أَكْفُرْ. He's only trying me that either I give shukr or I am ungrateful. وَمَنْ شَكَرَ, and this is a principle, as the Quran says, golden rule of life. وَمَنْ شَكَرَ فَإِنَّمَا يَشْكُرُ لِنَفْسِهِ. Whoever says shukr, he does it for himself or herself. وَمَنْ كَفَرَ فَإِنَّ رَبِّي غَنِيٌّ كَرِيمٌ. And whoever is an ingrate, then my Lord is free of need. He's very generous. And so we find that in his examples. And that not only this, Sulaiman alayhi salam, another time, when he's sitting, Allah has given him all of these gifts. And he says, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا دَاوُودَ وَسُلَيْمَانَ عِلْمًا وَقَالَ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي فَضَّلَنَا عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. That Allah, that Dawood and Sulaiman, we had given them knowledge. And they said what? They said, Alhamdulillah, that He has, given preference to us over so many people. Even if it's this little house or apartment that you go back to, He has given you preference over so many other people. And that He had made you of people of believers. And the dua that He made after He saw the ants crawling and talking to one another. He had the armies behind Him, but what does He do? He remembers Allah. He smiles at the conversation of these ants. Rabbi. And this is what one of the du'as, inshallah, I'm going to end the khutbah. And I want you to take it home. Surah An-Naml. If you have a chance to memorize, mashallah. If you have a chance to take this back home and really have a conversation with your family. Rabbi awzi'ni an ashkura ni'mataka allati an'amta alayya. Oh my Lord, enable me that I am grateful to you because of all the favors that you have given to me. An'amta alayya wa ala walidayya. And my parents, you have been so good to us, Lord. You have been so grateful, so good to us. We thank you for that. وَأَنْ أَعْمَلَ صَالِحًا. And it is my wish, my dua, my way of living, that I do good actions. صَالِحًا تَرْضَى. I do good, not just for the dollars, but I do good for your pleasure, that you are pleased with me. وَأَدْخِلْنِي. This is my highest aim. بِرَحْمَتِكَ. Not because I have done something. Enter me due to your mercy. Due to your mercy, and not because I'm an alim, I'm a mufti, I'm an imam, I'm a scholar, I'm an engineer, I'm a physician. No, due to your mercy, برحمتك في عبادك الصالحين. Enter me in وأدخلني برحمتك, due to your mercy, amongst those people who are people of salah, people of good, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rabbi awzi'ni an ashkura ni'mataka allati an'amta alayya wa ala walidayya wa an a'mala salihan tardah wa adkhilni bi rahmatika fi ibadika salihin. Ameen bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Rabbana alayka tawakkalna wa ilayka anabna wa ilayka al-masir. Ameen bi rahmatika يا أرحم الراحمين. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصلى اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وأقيموا الصلاة.